What's going on, guys? San World from San Reviews here, and today I'm going to bring my spoiler-filled review for Deadpool 2. Since the film is out, I'm sure most of you got a chance to see Deadpool 2. So for those who haven't seen it, there will be spoilers. I'm spoil the hell out of this movie. I'm going to talk about these. I really want to talk about my original review, but I couldn't because I didn't want to ruin the experience for you guys. But again, now that most of you have seen it, I'm sure the movie's out right now. I'm sure most of you got a chance to see it. There will be spoilers in this review, but if you haven't seen it, I do have a spoiler-free review if you want to check that out. Now let's spoil the shit out of Deadpool 2. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to see Deadpool 2 again before I was able to do a spoiler review. I wasn't given a chance to do so. But honestly, this film hasn't left my head ever since I saw it. The more I think about Deadpool 2, the more I freaking love it. The more I keep laughing and thinking about all the things that ever happened in this movie. Like, oh my god. And that's all from that last Thursday free screening. So, yeah. That shows you how much this film has all in my head. And it really hasn't. I knew them right in the opening scene alone. I basically see Deadpool walking into the apartment, then we see this one shot of the woman got stabbed in Logan and him trying to mimic his death so he can also have an emotional death. Kill him more than that later though, but that was just funny how he tries to mimic that death. As moving that was emotional powerful, he tries to have that same effect with hilarious results. Yeah, and then we see Deadpool kicking some ass, beating these guys and trying to beat their asses and all that stuff. And it's one thing this film did improve better in the first movie. It's the action sequences. I mean, it's not surprising this is from David Leitch, one of the creators of John Wick and Atomic Blonde, both movies that had incredible action. So I was so surprised the action here is such incredible. I mean, there's one thing I expect for the movies to have amazing action, and that's what I got. And the action here was fucking amazing and fucking badass, and very well choreographed and just fucking awesome. Especially in the beginning scene, and then you see these sweet moments between Vanessa and Wade, as they're basically trying to start a family and all that stuff, and then also the anniversary, and the come between them were actually very sweet. It's like, because that's not Wasteland Shit was one of the huge strong points of the first movie. I mean, as Deadpool said, the first movie was basically a love story, and it basically was a love story. So, and that Lynch was one of the strong aspects of the first movie. And then they end up killing off. Yeah, I find out a couple minutes before it happens, I was thinking, oh no, don't tell me they're gonna kill Vanessa, don't tell me they're gonna kill Vanessa, don't freaking tell me they're gonna go and freaking kill Vanessa! And that's what I did, they end up killing Vanessa in Deadpool 2. And that's on the honestly got me really off guard. It kind of comes out of nowhere, but not in the bad, it comes out of nowhere. Actually, was actually kind of surprising how they did it, and it was a good start for Deadpool's emotional arc for the movie, because, like I mentioned in my original review, Deadpool is not that's kind of a lot more interesting and emotional than I was expecting. Considering that he's basically grieving with Vanessa, feeling he's never going to love anybody the same again, and he's never going to love himself and all this stuff, and wants to be part of a family and all this stuff. Like, it's actually kind of emotional and stuff, and it's very interesting during what Deadpool goes through part of this movie, and I'll get a little more into that later. But it was actually very sad about that's her dying. Like, either way was like very emotional about it, and because out of nowhere, I was like, wow. And then the opening credits, like kind of James Bond, as it kind of parodies the James Bond opening credits and all that stuff. Sometimes Deadpool kind of do side credits, especially the one that's usually in the poster with Deadpool does this, and it was like just how Nintendo was and he had this Celine Dion song Ashes playing, which is a song that I actually could not stop singing as a movie. And the ashes, like that was just wow. But you do still feel bad about Deadpool. You still are really emotional about him, and you feel kind of bad for him because it's saying what he went through. And one thing that's more very well was the relationship between Colossus and Deadpool. Colossus definitely also was one thing that I had to brood immensely on the first movie. I loved him in the first movie, but here he's even more great here as he's a well-developed character. they don't know what to do here, and it explores their relationship on how they mean to each other and what Glass was able to do anything for him, and how Deadpool still ends up caring about him as well. And now Colossus really wants him to join the X-Men. And speaking of X-Men, you also get this hilarious cameo about the X-Men. Hilarious cameo with talking at the ancient, and they open the door, and then we end up seeing the X-Men, like most of the new ones at least. Like that was just, oh my god, that's just, yeah. I really love how to touch more on their relationship. And it's very interesting to see the relationship develop around the movie. And now and one new character in the movie was Russell, who is a kid that basically is kind of a big part of Deadpool's emotional arc in this movie. It's basically, we first see him as he basically is freaking out, he has these fire hands, and he's basically just scared as basically people have experiment on him in the past, and he's afraid of getting hurt again, which is a little bit kind of touching actually, kind of heartbreaking honestly. I can kind of see where it's coming from, even though it kind of a little insane at times. You can see where it's coming from. If I'm not really this kid actually a lot here, but I know some people that apparently were annoyed by him, which I personally don't understand at all. I thought he was actually pretty great. He does have some good moments here. Okay, you do feel bad for him, you do understand where he's coming from, and then Deadpool tries to help and all that, but that ends up going wrong, and then he and Russell end up going to jail. They set this collar on him, which kind of affects him as his cancer is really affecting him. Like, I tell him, as he doesn't have his regeneration powers and all that stuff, so that's affecting him. You do see a nice interesting relationship that he has developed with Russell, and despite him kind of acting rude towards him, you can kind of see that he does care about him, and you do see he wants to really help him. And then we get to Cable, played by Josh Brolin, who I mentioned before my review was the standout in this movie, and personally, I still agree on that, honestly. I mean, you don't learn a whole lot about Cable here, but you do learn enough about Cable to where you can see what's coming from. You do end up caring about him as a character, because I know this is probably going to be the beginning of Cable, hopefully, except here's the stuff that might not be Deadpool 3, hope it's not true. But anyway, Cable's a very interesting character. He's also a kick-ass and badass character, especially when he appears at the prison. Like, that's just awesome. The moments you hear with Deadpool in the prison, the fights he had with Deadpool was friggin' awesome. It's a fucking awesome. He's written in an interesting and great way that does make you really interested in his character, and he has some hilarious moments. Like he said this, "You are not a fucking hero. You're just a clown dressed up as a sex toy." Like that was just, you also get a couple hilarious moments. Like Deadpool says, "Are you sure you're not from DCU?" Like when he said that, I was bawling laughing. Like, oh man, he made for DC. And yeah, this is one job on dubstep, and this dude had that moment that was just like, oh, that was also hilarious as well. But yeah, these two was just, their karami and their banter in this film are some of the best moments in the entire movie. And after beat them, Deadpool ends up being a Deadpool who ends up saying this is a capital kid, and Russell doesn't hear any, of course. Russell believes in, he ends up talking to this character that I will get into later. And Deadpool ends up falling, but like he survives, and he ends up joining with TJ Miller's character, who again it doesn't really do much here, but he does was great for meals in, and he ends up forming X-Force in them. Forming X-Force! And the funny part was especially how they were forming X-Force, and just they were putting their powers, and especially Domino's second power was basically luck and Peter, and also Peter saying, "I just want to join." I was like, "You're in," and the cab driver was like, "What?" Like, oh my god, how he said "what" was just, oh god. Yeah, X-Force was one thing that really was something that was really interesting to do. And they end up killing most of them. Yeah, they end up killing most of them. They were on a plane, trying to save Russell, and then they end up killing most of them. Most of them end up just dying. Some evil hit the ground, especially Vanishing Man, who apparently was actually Brad Pitt. Like, that I was like, no wonder he looked familiar. But yeah, basically everybody but Domino ends up surviving. And just how the kid died is hilarious, and especially Peter, which actually was kind of sad. But where Peter was in, he was absolutely hilarious. Like, I hope you see more Peter. I hope they actually found it to be, because I want to see more Peter later, because Freeman's in it was just awesome, especially when you see him and got moments involved in the play, like, oh my god. Like, yeah, it's basically just Deadpool and Domino left, and then they end up trying to save this kid in the prison as they're going to a dumb prison. And then we get this chase scene for the street as they basically try to rescue this kid and try to kill these guys and all that stuff, and the kid was also trying to stop them as well. And you get a little hint about Domino's by her luck being her superpower, because oh my god. Because, oh my god, like, no one can be that lucky, but that what makes it hilarious. And they even know it, they even reference it, and they pretty much parodied what they're trying to do about her luck. Like, oh my god. There's one scene involving a computer that was just, oh my god. Yeah, but that was also a huge stand on this movie, because she was badass, hilarious. The actress that played her was also given an amazing performance. Like, I really want to see this actress more, which I know she's an awesome show Atlantica, which again I still need to freaking see, because I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. And then you get this big fight between Deadpool and Cable, and the train that was just freaking awesome. Like, the action here is great. They didn't crash, and then it crashed, and it's great. Deadpool's alive, then he tried to on this kid, and then he sees the first appearance of Juggernaut. Like around 5-10 minutes, like around like a minute, comments before having a new, wait, that's Juggernaut, isn't it? It's like, I don't know what else in there, but I thought it'd be Juggernaut, honestly, when it was Juggernaut, and I was like, oh, Juggernaut! And it's like his second live action appearance, and the first one he had, yeah. But here, he's definitely done better here from where he was then. He was awesome. It was awesome, his costume was great, he has a great moment, especially since he ended up splitting Deadpool in half. Like, oh my god. Oh my god, I'll get a little more into him later. And then we get one of the biggest hilarious moments in the movie. This moment I was bawling and roaring laughter. Like, I laughed so much at me, but this is one of the few moments in the movie that I was just, I was just laughing my ass off. Come on, like, that's how hilarious it was. But especially with the Deadpool trying to goes to form like Deadpool trying to stop this kid. But then we see Deadpool cut in half, then we see him with baby legs. Baby legs. And how you see him with baby legs, and how the babies look, and then we end up seeing his dick. Like, I was just, like, I laughed I don't know just thinking about it. And how to look, and now Deadpool was trying to walk and trying to shake his hand. Like, I don't know how you could not laugh at that. Like, I really don't know how you could not laugh at that moment, honestly. That was truly something hilarious. Just, oh my god. Oh my god, and that's one of the moments that had me laughing so hard that I need to take a breather. Like, yeah, it was that hilarious. And also, let's talk about negative side of Teenage Warhead for a sec there. That she doesn't really appear in much in this movie, honestly. I mean, like, she was also one to stand out as first movie, and I was very excited to see her again here, and she fortunately isn't in this film much, honestly. And honestly, I wasn't disappointed, honestly. I mean, kind of wish you guys see more from. I think she was great from what she was in, especially with her girlfriend that she has. She was also great as well. But some people were disappointed that she was in Atlanta much. I thought she was underutilized. I can see where they're coming from on that. Me, I thought it was great from what she was in, but people didn't really like how much she was in it. I can see what's coming from on that. And then we see Deadpool and the team trying to stop this kid from destroying the guy that pretty much experimented on him, who's basically pretty much an asshole. And then we see Colossus come to pitch us, much as Deadpool tries to bring him in, as he ended up having this doom box kind of appearing the same 80s type thing that was just and the song I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Like, that sounds like my time I saw one previous trailers. Don't remember which one it was, but yeah. Ben Colossus undercome by now, and I'm seeing this big role between him and Juggernaut, which was one of the best action sequences of this film, and a badass moment, and just all between these two big guys trying to each other. And basically how they ended by and the rescuing Juggernaut was just awesome. and also we see Deadpool trying to help this kid. And helps the kid, and it was like 30 seconds. It's pretty to tell the kid, oh, I'm gonna kill him. Really just because the kid ends up doing, with the way it's going, ends up doing something that ends up killing his wife and kids, or his wife kills after this kid, by wondering why he kills after this kid. And we do see Deadpool trying to help this kid, which again is fitting on his emotional arc in the movie, as he does see some good at him. And it does do a few attempts that fortunately end up failing, which is to him attacking him, then Gil ends up trying to shooting him, which leads to Deadpool end up hurting him, and then he ends up putting a collar on his head. And so he basically sacrifices himself. So, and his death scene was kind of touching and emotional, but also hilarious. I know when a new be emotional and hilarious at death scene. But what I will say, if people say, I know some people saying the scene kind of goes on a bit too long, and if they do that, I can understand it. If they think that scene goes on way too long, I can understand that. I can understand if people say that scene does go on too long, honestly, since people weren't really huge on it. I can see where that comes from. But me, I loved it. I liked it on an emotional level and even on a hilarious level as well. And then he ends up dying, and I honestly knew that Cable was going to use his last time thing to save Deadpool. By the time to save them, and basically that's what he did. He remembered the times that when he went and everything happened, and then using that ski-ball token that he took with Deadpool, which that he and Vanessa had on their first date, to save him. I mean also the last touching scene between Deadpool and Vanessa, which I was actually kind of very touching, kind of sweet, kind of especially finally seeing Vanessa again. He's come back, and then he's the kid, and then the new X-Force is formed. But as Deadpool said, this film is a family movie. Unless it was a love story, this is a family movie. But now we get to the main event, and the part of the movie that had the moment in the movie that had me laughing the most, and I say a lot. And the best thing about Deadpool 2, and that is the post-credit scene. Without question, one of the absolute best post-credit scenes I have ever freaking seen on film. Just, I don't know how you gonna not love that post-credit scene. That was just freaking brilliant. Like, oh my god, I freaking loved that moment. That post-credit scene. Basically, if you know what happened, basically Deadpool is that time that Josh Brolin has that he uses to make in time. And he used it to revitalize certain moments. Like he used it to save Vanessa, and the hilarious moment, like that was hilarious. Then he used it to save Peter, which I thought was, oh my god, awesome. And then he goes back to 2009, and that moment in X-Men Origins Wolverine, which not quite just was X-Men movie, and ends up killing the Deadpool that they murdered in that movie. They pretty much sewed his mouth shut. Deadpool comes in and kills him. Hey, sorry, I'm a real Deadpool. I'm killing people that pretty much ruined it. Like oh my. Like, I was just, again. And then lastly, we see Deadpool kill actor Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds for writing the script for the Green Lantern movie. Like, when I was like, oh! But yeah, was one of the best. One of the best. For me, it actually means anything that actually MCU has done, and that's saying a lot. Can't really say a lot because of how clever, unique, and how hilarious it was. To put this perspective was freaking gold. But yeah, Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my spoiler-filled review of Deadpool 2. It was a lot of fun to talk about all these I really want to talk about in my original review, but I couldn't. So I hope y'all enjoyed the spoiler review. Again, if you did manage to see Deadpool 2, let me know in your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know if you do want excited for the next movie, and hoping that they do mention that movie, because I read that might not actually work. But then again, I hope it does. And stay tuned, as tomorrow I will have an X-Men ranking where I'm like all 11 of the X-Men movies from what's the best, so stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up tomorrow, and I'll also have some more singing videos coming away pretty soon as well, a couple more other reviews as well. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow all my social media sites, all the description down below. I am Stardust-oneworldreviews from Stardust-oneworldreviews. I will see you next time, and stay cool, but peace.